Hello and welcome to another episode of Selling Hobson by the Pound. And there are some very interesting things up this week. The first of which is a very rare record. Ida Handel plays Sibelius. I note rare. Ida Handel playing Sibelius perfectly with a violin tone and intonation that are both powerful and seductive. Berglund and the Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra provide a beautiful backdrop to allow Maestro Handel to shine brightly. Great copy. 2 wows. Small postage stamp dog. That you don't see those anymore. They're all in Asia. Here is this is an original first pressing, white and aqua. It's aqua and silver they call it. Jose Iturbi playing Albinez, mostly Spanish music, to be honest. Granados. Original first pressing of this very collectible performance of Spanish music played by Jose Iturbi, who plays the pieces superbly. This is a very rare copy of this record. Top recommendation. Foggy Foggy Dew, Benjamin Britten folk song accompaniments. Absolutely gorgeous Britten folk songs for tenor and piano performed with perfection by Robert Tier and Philip Ledger. The recording is mic'd such that the duo seem in the room. Top recommendation. Clean copy. This is one of these Odeon stickered pressings, both front and back for export purposes, but pressed just like everything else at EMI. This is a reissue. Beautiful. This is a David Oistrakh playing the Beethoven Violin Concerto with Calentes and the French Radio National Orchestra. Beautiful audiophile reissue from the original analog master tapes at EMI Abbey Road Studios, pressed on extremely quiet 180-gram vinyl. This recording and pressing are near perfect. Big sound, top recommendation. So there you go. Here's the Schumann Piano Concerto with Daniel Barenboim and Dietrich Fischer-Dieskau. 2 heavyweights, Barenboim and Fischer-Dieskau, collaborate on the Schumann Concerto in a fabulous performance and recording. Big sound. Top recommendation. Another Odeon pressing, Odeon stickered pressing, I should say, for export, but still really quite nice. Here's something that's interesting. This is a Mercury Living Presence, right? The black label, right? Just because it's not classical, it's popular, right? Beautiful copy. Dance, let's dance. This is David Carroll and his orchestra. SR 60649. Here's another Mercury. This is kind of cool. This is Jazzin' Around. The brothers Candoli Sextet. This is part of the Mercury Jazz Series. SR 60191. Nice copy. I dug around in some jazz records. I've got a huge jazz collection. And here is a Japanese pressing of a big title on Blue Note. Donald Byrd doing a record called Bird in Hand. It's got Charlie Rouse on it. It's got Sam Jones, Art Taylor on drums, and Donald Byrd on trumpet. Charlie Rouse, tenor sax. This is a very collectible record in its original form, hundreds if not thousands of dollars. But this is a beautiful sealed Japanese pressing. Remember these alto high fidelity editions, right? This is one from the Steeplechase catalog that alto high fidelity licensed and cut in Germany and pressed at Palace, I believe. All of these things are absolutely beautiful. Chet Baker Trio, Someday My Prince Will Come. So there you go, sealed. Chet Baker, Touch of Your Lips, again an alto high fidelity edition on Steeplechase. You'll remember that Chet Baker recorded with Steeplechase later in his career, and he still could blow. Let me tell you, let there be no mistake. This was recorded in 1979. by Steeplechase, reissued by Alto. Bag of Blues, Art Blakey. This is from the VJ catalog, and it is sealed. Wow, this is ridiculous. Yeah, so there you go. VJ Art Blakey, Bag of the Blues, sealed. Chet Baker, my favorite songs, The Last Great Concert. Remember, I think I've talked about this before. This is on Enya Records, and it's a sealed copy, recorded in 1988. So there you go, sealed Chet Baker. Another Chet Baker, this is again in that Steeplechase series later on, Chet Baker, Daybreak. This was also recorded in 1979. And by the way, these Steeplechase pressings are absolutely fabulous that Alto did. They pressed them at Palace. Here is the guitar artistry of Charlie Bird. And this is one of the early acoustic sounds reissues when Chad was doing stuff from a number of like contemporary, did Way Out West. This was in that series of things. So this is an original pressing, and they're numbered actually. This is number 0039. That's kind of crazy. And you know, I had a bunch of these when I owned Hobson Ultimate Sound. I stocked them, and I'm thinning the ranks a little bit. This is one of my favorite records. Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World. People don't necessarily know this, but What a Wonderful World was written as a protest of the Vietnam War. So there you go. Louis Armstrong, Project 3 Records. Here's a rare record, Coleman Hawkins and his All-Stars. This is on Timeless Jazz. Jazz Tone, sorry, is the record label. Really cool label. If you can see this, it's got an original sleeve as well. It's really cool. This is a mono, and there you go. Here is a reissue, the Dave Brubeck Quartet, Jazz at Oberlin. This is a fantasy pressing. But you know what? This is an old pressing because it has a deep groove in it, and so this is a very, very nice copy, actually. Oh, it's an OJC, sorry. So Original Jazz Classics, which was a reissue by the company during that period. These things are really quite nice and collectible now. Thelonious Monk, Pure Monk on Milestone. 2-record set, don't miss that. Red Rodney, this is again one of those OJC pressings, I think. Oh, actually not, I take that back. This is a Japanese reissue. The problem with these darn Japanese reissues is that they look so authentic, it's hard to tell, right? So manufactured and distributed by Victor Musical Industries, Tokyo. Yeah, so this is a reissue of Red Rodney Quintet. Modern music from Chicago. Look at that. All right, here's, this is kind of one of those audiophile things. Roland Greenberg on Gemini Records. This is sealed, and it's from, there was a company called Audio Advancements that everybody in the East Coast knew. They were in Verona, New Jersey, and they imported really good sounding records from a number of labels in Europe. And this is one of them, and it is, oh, you know, it's not sealed. It still has the, still has the shrink on it. My guess is it's unplayed though. Beautiful copy. And then we've got Nat Adderley Septet, Don't Look Back, another one of those Alto high fidelity reissues from the Steeplechase catalog. Yeah, they did a lot of these. It's amazing. I'd forgotten about them, but sealed copy. Here is a mega rare record. This is from the Epic Jazz catalog, right? Epic Records. And this is one of the original deep groove pressings, and it's a mono, which maybe I can get it back in the sleeve if I'm lucky. It's, you know, Count Basie and his orchestra featuring Lester Young. And look at that. Epic and Jazz, a sound investment. beautiful, beautiful, you know, jazz on the front. These records are incredible. And then finally, I dug around and look what I found. A copy of Billie Holiday, Songs for Distinguished Lovers. And this is a white label pressing, Classic Records white label pressing, which is pretty crazy because the original pressings were a black label. So yeah, this is a rarity. I'm not sure how many of these exist. I probably shouldn't have sold this, but there you go. Anyway, as usual, thank you and good luck.